The Israeli security barrier in the West Bank, also known as the Wall, has been a topic of controversy and debate since its construction began in 2002. Some argue that it has successfully prevented terrorist attacks, while others believe that it is an infringement on the human rights of Palestinians and a barrier to a peaceful resolution of the conflict. As with any complex political issue, there are many nuances and perspectives to consider. In this video, we will delve into the history and construction of the barrier, its impact on both Israelis and Palestinians, and the arguments for and against its existence. By exploring this complex topic, we hope to provide readers with a more nuanced understanding of the Israeli security barrier and the challenges it poses to the peace process in the Middle East. Introduction: Understanding the Israel-Palestine conflict and the security barrier. The Israel-Palestine conflict is a long-standing and highly controversial issue that has captured international attention for decades. At the heart of this conflict lies the question of borders, land ownership, and security concerns. One prominent aspect of this complex situation is the construction of the security barrier, also known as the separation wall or apartheid wall, in the West Bank. The security barrier was erected by the Israeli government with the primary objective of preventing unauthorized entry of Palestinian individuals into Israel proper and curbing the threat of terrorism. Supporters argue that the barrier has effectively reduced attacks and saved lives, pointing to a sharp decline in suicide bombings and other acts of violence in the areas where it has been established. However, critics of the barrier argue that it is a symbol of Israeli occupation and a violation of Palestinian rights. They claim that the wall disrupts the daily lives of Palestinians, separating families, dividing communities, and impeding access to essential services, including healthcare, education, and employment opportunities. The barrier's construction has also led to the displacement and confiscation of Palestinian-owned land, further exacerbating tensions and fueling resentment. Understanding the complexities and implications of the security barrier requires a nuanced examination of the historical, political, and security factors that have shaped the Israel-Palestine conflict. By analyzing the motivations behind the barrier's construction and its impact on both Israeli and Palestinian communities, we can gain a deeper understanding of the controversy surrounding this divisive issue. In this video, we will delve into the various perspectives surrounding the security barrier, exploring its intended purpose, the legal challenges it has faced, and the ongoing debates about its effectiveness and long-term implications. By shedding light on this contentious topic, we hope to foster a constructive dialogue that promotes understanding and encourages a peaceful resolution to the broader Israel-Palestine conflict. The purpose and construction of the security barrier. The security barrier in the West Bank has been a subject of intense debate and controversy. Understanding its purpose and construction is essential for a comprehensive analysis of the situation. The primary purpose of the security barrier, often referred to as the Israeli West Bank barrier or separation barrier, is to enhance the security of Israeli citizens. It was constructed by the Israeli government in response to a wave of deadly terrorist attacks during the Second Intifada, which claimed the lives of hundreds of Israelis. The barrier is designed to prevent unauthorized entry of individuals from the West Bank into Israel, thereby reducing the risk of terrorist infiltrations. The construction of the security barrier began in 2002 and is ongoing. It consists of a combination of fences, walls, and checkpoints, stretching over 700 kilometers, 430 miles, in total. The barrier's design varies in different areas, incorporating concrete walls, barbed wire, electronic sensors, and watchtowers. Its structure aims to deter and detect potential security threats while minimizing the impact on local communities and the environment. Critics argue that the security barrier violates international law and infringes upon the rights of Palestinians, as it often deviates from the internationally recognized pre-1967 borders, separating Palestinian communities, farms, and families from one another. They contend that the barrier amounts to a de facto annexation of land and hampers the prospects of a viable and contiguous Palestinian state. Proponents of the security barrier emphasize its effectiveness in reducing terrorist attacks, pointing to a significant decline in the number of incidents since its construction. They argue that it is a necessary measure to protect Israeli civilians and ensure their right to live in safety and security. Supporters also assert that the barrier is not intended to be a political border and that its route can be adjusted based on security considerations and future negotiations. Analyzing the purpose and construction of the security barrier requires examining both the security concerns of Israel and the impact on the Palestinian population. It is a complex issue that necessitates a balanced understanding of the various perspectives involved, allowing for a comprehensive assessment of its implications on security, human rights, and the prospects for peace in the region. The arguments in favor of the security barrier. The security barrier in the West Bank has been a topic of intense debate and controversy. While there are valid concerns and criticisms surrounding its construction and impact, there are also compelling arguments in favor of the security barrier. One of the primary arguments in favor of the security barrier is the protection it provides to Israeli citizens. The barrier is intended to prevent unauthorized individuals from infiltrating Israeli territory and carrying out acts of violence. Supporters argue that it has been effective in reducing the number of terrorist attacks, providing a sense of security and safety for Israeli communities near the West Bank. Another argument in favor of the security barrier is its role in deterring potential attackers. The physical presence of the barrier acts as a deterrent, making it more difficult for individuals to carry out attacks and increasing the risk of detection. This can help to dissuade potential attackers and disrupt their plans, potentially saving lives and preventing acts of violence. Proponents of the security barrier also argue that it has contributed to the overall stability and security of the region. By limiting the access of unauthorized individuals, the barrier can help to maintain a more controlled environment, reducing tensions and potential clashes between Israeli security forces and Palestinian residents. This can be seen as a measure to prevent escalation and promote a more peaceful coexistence. Additionally, supporters highlight the economic benefits of the security barrier. By reducing the threat of attacks, the barrier can help to create a more favorable environment for businesses and tourism, boosting the local economy and improving the livelihoods of both Israeli and Palestinian communities in the region. It is important to note that while these arguments are presented in favor of the security barrier, there are counterarguments and criticisms that also need to be considered in order to have a comprehensive understanding of this complex issue. The criticisms and concerns surrounding the security barrier. The security barrier in the West Bank, constructed by Israel, has sparked intense debates and raised numerous criticisms and concerns from various parties. It is crucial to analyze these viewpoints in order to gain a comprehensive understanding of the complex issue at hand. One of the main criticisms of the security barrier is the impact it has on Palestinian communities. Critics argue that the barrier disrupts the daily lives of Palestinians, limiting their access to essential services such as schools, hospitals, and job opportunities. It is claimed that the barrier creates a barrier to free movement and infringes upon the rights and freedoms of Palestinians living in its vicinity. Another concern revolves around the route chosen for the barrier. Critics argue that the barrier deviates from the internationally recognized Green Line, effectively annexing Palestinian land and contributing to the expansion of Israeli settlements. This has further fueled tensions between the two sides and complicated the prospects for a viable two-state solution. Additionally, there are concerns about the economic impact of the security barrier. Critics argue that it hinders the growth of Palestinian businesses and agricultural activities, as it restricts access to markets and sources of income. This, in turn, exacerbates the socio-economic disparities between Israeli and Palestinian communities in the region. Furthermore, critics raise human rights concerns, emphasizing the hardships faced by Palestinians living near the barrier. These include restricted access to healthcare, education, and employment opportunities, as well as the displacement of families and the loss of property due to the barrier's construction. However, it is important to note that proponents of the security barrier argue that its primary purpose is to deter and prevent terrorist attacks against Israeli civilians. They contend that the barrier has been effective in reducing the number of such attacks, thereby ensuring the safety and security of Israeli citizens. Navigating the controversies surrounding the security barrier requires a careful examination of these criticisms and concerns alongside the perspectives of its proponents. A comprehensive analysis will facilitate a more nuanced understanding of the multifaceted dynamics at play and contribute to the ongoing discourse on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Thanks for watching. Kindly like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and don't forget to turn on the notification button for more amazing videos.